Today we're going to talk about the Spiritus Systems LV-119, one of the most popular plate carriers out there today, and we're going to discuss whether it is really worth the asking price for a full setup. I've been running the LV-119 for about 3 or 4 years now. I've taken it out to a couple of big games as well as open plays. So one of the best features of the LV-119 is how much customization there is for it. Whether it's changing out different placards for different caliber setups or different missions. You can change out the cummerbunds from the elastic type to the 3-band cry type, as well as a bunch of different aftermarket options. It also has native integration for first spear tubes, which is not something that most plate carriers have, as well as a zip-on back panel suite with different types of back panels. The plate bags are pretty generously cut. It only comes in 2 different sizes, medium and large. I have the medium, which will fit up to a medium sappy plate or a 10 by 12 shooter's cut plate, which is what is in there right now. Because the plate bags are cut kind of generically, it's a very square cut, it's not very picky when it comes to the type of plate that you put in there. I've even put as small as a small sappy plate in there, and there's enough Velcro to keep that taut and up at the top of the plate bag, even for a slightly smaller plate. So if you want to do an undersized plate, it will accommodate that. Another neat feature of the plate bags is the comms routing capability, which is a bit difficult to show you the way it's configured right now. But underneath where the buckles go, up through where the shoulder strap integrates, is a completely hollow pass-through. So any communications wiring can be routed completely within the plate bag so that it's not hanging out, dangling. You don't have extra loose cable outside of the plate bag that you need to tie down. It can all be run inside. Both plate bags are configured like this so that tubing can go up through the shoulder straps or down through the bottom of the plate pocket. The back of the front plate bag has a small pocket for documents and things like that. Anything that you do put back there should be laminated because it is going between your chest and the plate. It's going to get really, really sweaty and gross in there. So if you put documents that aren't wrapped in plastic, they're going to get shredded and the ink is going to bleed and you won't be able to read what you have in there. So make sure that any documents you put in there are laminated. But it does come in handy for other small flat objects like a dead rag could go nicely in there. Or a shop rag, something like that. The back of the plate bag, front and back, has some 4-way stretch tweave material, which gives it a little bit more give as well for different size plates and backers, and helps them fit nice and snug inside of there. There is nothing behind this MOLLE field. It is strictly MOLLE and Velcro up here. So if you want an admin pouch in this position, you're going to have to buy an aftermarket option to stick on there. The MOLLE field is also good for adding like a Juggernaut case or other phone tablet holder if you use that kind of thing. Otherwise, it's perfectly fine flat. And I find that even if there is a built-in admin pouch up there, I rarely use it. The shoulders don't have any kind of padding whatsoever, nor does Spiritus offer padding on their website. If you want padded shoulder straps, you have to go through someone else. They have their reasons, I guess, for why they don't like having pads up in the shoulders. I personally do. So if you get this plate carrier, just bear in mind, you may want to spend the extra either on the shoulder covers or on the padding, because the material that they use for the straps isn't the most comfortable. The edges are a little bit sharp, if that's a good way to put it. It's a very rugged and heavy material that you don't want rubbing up against your shoulder bare, if that makes any sense. Spiritus Systems will give you 3 options on their website for cummerbunds. You have the elastic style, which has integrated cell pockets in it, very similar to like the Fair Concepts Slickster and other designs like that. It will also accept the 3-band JPC style cummerbunds. This one is from Spiritus and is their tubes cummerbund, which I will talk a little bit more about later. They also have that 3-band cummerbund with a Velcro style closure up front that's a little bit cheaper. The way that the cummerbund attaches in the back, inside of the back plate bag is a grid of laser cut holes. That grid allows you a lot of different options for how you have the plate, or for how the cummerbund can be mounted back there. You can lash it in different ways to give individual fingers of the cummerbund a little bit more play than other fingers, if that's something you really want to get in the weeds with. You can mount it a little bit higher or a little bit lower if you have the play to do that. But basically, it makes it very versatile, and it accepts a lot of different styles of cummerbunds, which plays into the large aftermarket that exists for this plate carrier. There's 2 different styles of back panel that you can get from Spiritus. The covert, which is completely slick and it has no provision for attaching extra equipment back there. The overt style has zip-on panels, but one thing to note is that there is no MOLLE directly on the back plate bag, which I think is a little bit disappointing. Most other plate carriers in this price range will have the opportunity to mount MOLLE pouches directly on the back in addition to zippers. This is what the rear plate bag looks like when there's nothing mounted to it. As you can see, it's pretty bare. There's no webbing except for the single row in the middle and the top, which are used for the zip-on panel. The zip-on panels are proprietary, so you have to buy Spiritus back panels to work with this. If you plan on mounting stuff to the back, just know that that is going to be another add-on that you have to buy. Out of the box, the rear plate bag can't really mount anything to it without an add-on that you have to buy separately. The main 2 options that Spiritus offers are their Salter back panel with a swappable top and a GP on the bottom that's sewn in, or you can get the MOLLE style of zip-on pack, which is Tigris all throughout, and they both mount by these snaps and zippers. The back panel holds onto the plate carrier just fine. They're both good products. I just complain about the fact that, you know, for the price that these are coming in at, it's still not complete. There's always another product to buy to make the thing work. That will bring me to one of the most unique aspects of the Spiritus, which is something that is that most gear manufacturers in the current year are doing, is you have to buy it piecemeal. You can't buy the whole setup all at once. Old heads like me will remember the days when you buy a plate carrier and it came with everything that you needed to run it pretty much out of the box. Say in LBT 6094, you get the front, the back, the shoulder pads, the cummerbund, and even a couple pouches, all in one package. The Spiritus Systems is not like that, and it seems like the model moving forward in the gear industry is to sell you each part of the plate carrier by itself. The pro to that is that you can get a very precise setup without having a lot of extras lying around. So using the 6094 again as an example, back in the day, if you wanted to run a 6094 with an elastic cummerbund, you had to buy the whole 6094, get rid of the cummerbund that it came with, and then buy the elastic cummerbund and modify it to work with that. The Spiritus Systems is nice because if you want the elastic cummerbund, you don't have to buy their Molly cummerbund in the first place. You can buy only the setup that you want. The con to that, at least for the commercial consumer, if you're buying this yourself and not through a procurement for law enforcement or military, is the price. Every single object on here has its own markup. So in order to build something functional like this, it is going to add up quick. Each of the pieces individually aren't that expensive. It's not break the bank kind of money, say, to get a $60 elastic front panel, especially when Blue Force gear costs about the same. None of the individual components are so expensive compared to competition, I guess, in the same bracket. So to put the whole thing into perspective for you from a price standpoint, everything that you see on the mannequin plus a sack and the back panel totals to $712 as of current pricing. So that's a lot of money, and it is tough for me to say that that's worth it looking back. It's easy for that price to disappear when you're buying, one piece every, so often. But once you look at the price altogether, there are much better options that will get the same job done for less. And that's kind of what I fault it for. Gear's expensive. Believe me, I get that. But I don't think that this is really a great value, all things considered. The second con to the way that it's sold is that good luck finding everything that you want all in one color. Like I said before, I've been building out this same plate carrier for a number of years now. But if you want to get a setup, buy it today, it's very likely that some of the items that you want are not going to be in stock, at least not in the color that you want it. So you're either going to have a really disgusting looking amalgamation of different colored pieces all put together. I mean, that's fine. But if you need or want to look uniform with your equipment, it's going to be tough to find everything in the right color. So that is just one thing to bear in mind when you're buying pieces separately. Be prepared to do a lot of searching. You might have to buy from a couple different websites on a couple different occasions before you have the setup that you really like. The LV-119 is a fine plate carrier. For airsoft, which is, you know, my use case, it is more than enough to get done what you have to get done. It's a quality product that is going to perform. It's going to stay together under rigorous conditions. But you can get that for a lot less money than what I spent on this. So if you're concerned about getting the most value for your money, maybe look elsewhere. If you're willing to patiently piece together something like this, you won't be disappointed with the end result, but you will be disappointed with your bank account statements afterwards. So with all that being said, I'm Aiden for Channel. And I appreciate you staying till the end, and see you on the next one.